Hello, my Leo Collective. I am here today to give you your message for August 2025. I hope you enjoy it. So let's just get to it. The first thing, August 9th. August 9th, the full moon will be in the sign of Aquarius. This is a time where you're going to be creative and you're going to want to really show the world who you really are, etc. But what's important about this day is not so much that moon. It does amplify the energy, but not only that. There is an event that's taking place astrologically that hasn't taken place in the last 36 years. It's a 36-year cycle, and that is Mars going conjunct in Saturn and Neptune. What does that do? That astrological event is one of those situations of breaking down walls. The last time that this took place was in 1989, which was the coming down of the Berlin Wall and the ending of the Cold War. So keep in mind that this energy is one where it breaks down some low frequency regimes or low frequency energies that might be around you. So this can be one of those situations where you have had a toxic relationship with a partner or with a family member for freaking ever. And then all of a sudden Langes portal comes around, and then this full moon comes around, and boom, the breaking down of that wall. And so the things that used to set you off or give this person energy or continue this toxic relationship between you and this other person kind of melts away, and it now doesn't have as much worth or value as it did before. Another way that I can describe it would be like, for example, all of a sudden you've always had this trauma as in your childhood of something that happened to you, and that has negatively impacted your life up to now. And it's like the breaking down of that emotional barrier between you and that trauma in such a way that you can now look at it logically and it doesn't negatively impact you like it was before. That it can be spiritual, it can be emotional, it can be physical. We will see it in the world, but I'm not worried about the world. I'm worried about you. Okay? So, Leo, let's find out what this is all about for you. I forgot to tell you this, and it's so funny because they threw the card out for me to tell you. This is a good time if you do rituals, to do road openers, to do blockbusters, to do breaking cord cutting or breaking of chains between you and another person or another situation, clarity rituals, anything where you're moving forward. Working with the Hindu god Ganesha would be good. I think Ogun also works with that. So keep that in mind, because the first thing that flew out is this card of my candle. And whenever he comes out, it tells me that it's time for a ritual. And right here it says, you will be soon shown the way. And then that comes with this over here, and then this came separate. So I'm going to go with this little pack over here. The first thing we have is a throne. It says position of authority. Next thing, dog far away, a distant friend is thinking about you. Whoops. The third thing is harp, great happiness. And then the last thing is dealings or relationship with an old man. And this is down here. So I think this is separate. So I feel like, first of all, you're showing the way. Secondly, I feel like, because the harp reminds me so much of like angel guardian, angel energy, I feel like what I'm in this central energy with the position of authority, distant friend, and great happiness, I feel like there is, you have a spirit guide that is around you, that's going to be showing you the way. And then there's this energy of this older man, and I'm not sure what that's all about because that's like a separate whatever. Let's pull two more for that one. Just the old man, please. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. This one, I'm not going to take this, okay? Balls. They said, yes, you will. Okay, but this fell on the old man. Okay, so this one's definitely the two for the old man, okay? The first is the camel, and it says, persevere, and you will overcome this problem. Okay? And the fox, shrewdness and and resourcefulness, especially in business. Okay, I can tell you that this feels like a whole mess of different situations that are going on here. The first thing I'm seeing is this energy where you're going to be shown the way. Secondly, your angel guides are at a distance from you, but they're sitting in their throne and watching you, and they're happy, right? Third, there's a man that is going to be hitting. I feel like this is some kind of financial or business problem that they're going to have to be really resourceful with. So in other words, pinch pennies and stuff because of what they're going to be experiencing. And then I'm going to take this in the middle, and then we have the dog protection from a powerful friend. Again, this is the angel energy, and then we have the bridge, successfully overcoming problems. You see that? So I feel like this is the reason they told me to take it, because it feels like the middle between those two, right? I'm feeling like I'm talking to this older man, or an older man energy that's going to be going through probably problems at work or problems with their business, something where they're going to have to like really pinch pennies. Okay. And from a distance, your guides are seeing you from a distance, and there's a bridge between you two, and there's the dog here. And it's like, as I'm looking at this, it's kind of telling me that it's time for you to phone a friend for help. In other words, I feel like it's time for you to really connect to your spiritual guides. This is why the ritual. Okay, this is making a lot more sense. um, I think that you should kind of start getting a spiritual practice started. So this can be something where you light candles, or you do prayer intentions, or you do something that is part of a spiritual practice. I also heard not part of the same old thing. So if you already had a spiritual practice, it's time for you to, because it's becoming monotonous, so it's no longer helping. I'm constantly shifting the way that I do my rituals, because of the fact that the elemental energies are different all the time, and you should be shifting. That's why there's so many different kinds of ways to connect to spirit. There's a need for you to connect, because you are going to be going through financial hardship. And if you don't connect to your spiritual team, you're going to have problems. Okay. But it is something that you're going to have to pinch your belt about. Here is, again, five. And the five, this is the Hierophant, this is wisdom, this is the spiritual team. So this is them talking. I'm going to let them tell you what it is that they need you to to know. Look at that. Three of Cups in reverse, partnerships in reverse. This is sacral space. There's a partnership that you have, a connection that you have, that's actually taking away from your abundance and your material wealth. The sacral space has to do with your divine feminine energy. That's also where you have your abundance energy and your inner child energy. So your spirit guides want to let you know that you have some kind of connection or allegiance, or like contract with an individual that is actually taking from your money. Tell me more about this. They need you to use your intuition. This is why they want you to meditate on them and talk to them, because I don't think you're able to see. Do you see how she's crying but her eyes are closed? I feel like your eyes are closed to this. You're looking in the dark to this. You don't see it. Wow. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, and now you're feeling dis disconnected from your money, your resources, your happiness. You're feeling discontent. You're feeling dissatisfied, because you're like, dude, like, the hell is going on? The hell is going on is that you have a connection that is actually taking from you instead of helping you. It's time for you to cut this connection if you want to restore balance, even though it's going to cause you sadness. Three of Swords. Why is it going to cause them sadness? Eight of Cups, because you don't want to disconnect, because you're emotionally connected to them. We also have the Five of Swords, which says this causes you conflict because you feel defeated if you disconnect from them. And this is your Devil card, temptation. This is your desire. So I feel like there's a connection that you don't want to let go of that is not healthy for you. And look, in the bottom of the deck is a new beginning. That's a zero. That you don't, there's a connection you don't want to let go of. You don't want to let go of them because, probably you had a lot of memories from them. Probably you've had all these previous experiences. I don't know. We have reasons why we never want to leave something. Okay. But there's this like, no, my precious, I don't want to let it go. And it seems like the more you hold on to it, the less money you're going to have. Like the more problems with your finances you're going to have, the more problems with your resources you're going to have, or whatever. It's a connection you are like freakingly obsessing for, and it makes you actually very, very sad to want to leave and let this go. And that's actually effing up your money and your resources. And I think that your guides have been trying to tell you this, and you're just like, no, 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 I'm not listening. No, 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 no. I'm just saying, this is crazy. Anyway, next thing, August 22nd, there's a new moon in the sign of Virgo. The sun will also start entering the sign of Virgo, and it will um, initiate on the 23rd, the commencement of Virgo season. Virgo season and the Virgo new moon has to do with becoming organized, with getting tasks done. This is like your executive functioning skills becoming so hyped up that you are now like really getting things done and getting yourself on the roll with stuff. So this is side. Let's see what this is going to bring you, because this is a different energy. Hopefully they said no. Which ones? Oh, they want the ones of they want these ones. Tell me how this is going to affect my Leos. It didn't fall, so I'm not taking it. Okay, those fell, so I'll take them. Okay, the first thing we have is the seventh house. So you can look up where your seventh house is, and it says balance, cooperation, your partnership. So yet again, we're talking about this partnership, okay? Secondly, that we have is the second house. Again, we're talking about money. Patiently, what you want, get what you need. And the third one is Mercury, which is communicate, analyze, let your mind tell you how to. And again, let your mind tell you how to is literally, again, connecting to spirit. Hold on. All right. I just had to double check this because this is crazy. Seventh house has to do with partnerships, but it also has to do with your hidden enemies or your enemies. Okay. Second house has to do with your money, like legit. It has to do with your possessions, money, and material wealth. I just needed to confirm that because I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a second, this is exactly this message. And then the Mercury, I mean, talk about beating a dead horse, right? I'm just like a side note, okay? Mercury literally is saying it's time. Let's talk. Your spiritual team is kind of like, no, 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 no. If you give Leo something that he can distract himself with, or she can distract herself with, right? Leo is going to distract themselves with it, because don't you understand that they don't want to let go of this partnership, and the money situation is bad because of it. Now, mind you, I need you to keep in mind that money for spirit is a lot of things. First, we have spiritual wealth. We have spiritual abundance. Our spirit gets money, right? The more money we have in the spiritual realm, the more that money manifests in the earth realm. And I call it trickle down economics, because you need abundance, like a shit ton over there, so that you can see the outcome over here. This is for people that aren't stealing people's souls and stuff. Please don't take those into account. But I'm talking about regular people that are doing it right, right? Even though that's going to end, it's already ending. We're already seeing it, but those only for those that have eyes to see. So what is happening here is exactly what I just finished saying, where you need to make your own money, right? You need to make your own spiritual money. You need to make your own spiritual abundance. You can't take it from another can't take it from you. It can't be something where you're siphoning from each other anymore. anymore, because that was in the age of Pisces and now we're in the age of Aquarius. And so, oh, I'm getting cold in my legs at that time. So then what's happening is that this connection that you have to this other person is literally bleeding you dry. And so they're going to let you bleed dry until you get to the point where you're like, I guess I'm going to have to do something about this. I mean, your spiritual team, just a side note, they're like hard on you. So whoever I'm talking to, you have gotten to a point spiritually that you should kind of know better. And the thing is that when it comes to spirit, once they like, there are people that they're babies in the spiritual realm. They're babies. It doesn't matter how old they are in the physical, but in the spiritual realm, they're babies. And then there's people that in the physical realm, and there are people that in the physical realm, they can look like babies or little children, but in the spiritual realm, they have been bestowed with information and with knowledge that is inherent inside of them that makes them like teenagers or in their early 20s or whatever, right? In your case, you're not a baby anymore. And so you have already acquired enough spiritual knowledge to know when something's not good for you. And I feel like I'm beating up a dead horse here telling you the same thing, because you're supposed to let this person go. This is super toxic for you. Like, it's super toxic. Okay? It's time for you to plant the first seeds and start moving slowly in the direction of letting this person go, right? With the Knight of Pentacles. You've already received the message, and it's a shock to you. Not really a shock, but a shock. Really, not really. It is time for you to stop investing in what you're investing in. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're forcing yourself to stay in this position, right? Get yourself out of this position. You're not in a stalemate. You know better. Look at, and the Tower card. This is insane. I have to show you this because this is crazy. Look at this. The Six of Cups, okay, with the Tower card peeking out on the side of it. Literally, sadness about your past, about a past experiencing, ruminating about it, really wanting it to come back, really wanting it to make it happen or whatever. This is what's causing your Tower moment. Right here, it's like, we need you to get on this yesterday. Page of Wands. That's insane. If you want to stop having this heavy burden on yourself, if you want to, right now, the path that you're in, look at this. Five of Pentacles. I got to show you this. This is crazy. If you want to change your fate, Wheel of Fortune, open your eyes, Sun card, and let it go. Ace of Swords. This is making my hand itch. I'm saying I accept my abundance for my greatest good and my divine purpose. But here, you need to let it go, babe. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. There's something you're holding on to. It's literally bleeding you dry. It's literally bleeding you dry spiritually, and it's negatively impacting you. Last thing I want to look into is something really important to you, which would be August 25th to September 19th. There is Venus enters the sign of Leo. This is usually where the lion's mane becomes really big and you're very attractive, and it's like, roar, hear me roar. And you call back to yourself something that is you. You know, you call back an authentic version of yourself. So I want to see how this is going to play out for you guys. August 25th to September 19th. The first thing that flows out is Unfinished Symphony, number 10. And the second thing is Blessed. Okay. August 25th through September 19th. They need you to address this unfinished symphony that you have. if you would like to receive the blessings that are supposed to enter your life. Tell me more about this. Look at that. 2 flew out right off the bat. 5 of Swords. See, I feel like you feel defeated if you let go of this relationship. So this is feeling defeated and out of balance. 2 of Pentacles. But you're not Delulu. The sun card, I mean the moon card in reverse. I don't feel like you're delusional. You know this is not that. You're just energetically not letting this person go. So you're ruminating about them. You're thinking about them all the time. You're oh, I did. That just triggered me. You're ruminating about them. You're triggered and thinking about them all the time. Just let it go. Just let it go. Okay. You're dreaming about them. You're like scanning their social media. Here we have Aquarius, as above, so below. So as soon as your mind clears up, then your finances and your physical world will clear up. Get yourself unwrapped. 8 of Swords in reverse. It's crazy because I feel like I'm pulling 7 of Wands, and stop being so defensive. In the bottom of the deck, you choose your path. This reminds me of Choose Your Adventure books. Back in the day, like very much back in the day, I'm an 80s babies, y'all. They used to have these these books of Choose Your Journey. So you would read the book, and then you'd get to a page, and it's like, does she climb the hill or does she walk through the river? And if you climb the hill, you go to page 60. If you walk through the river, you have to go to page 24. And then depending on that, then your journey continues. So on here, it's kind of like that energy. Your finances are held up because of the fact that you are you're kind of like ruminating on something that is just so not freaking worth it. You know it's not worth it. You know that this energy isn't going to benefit you in any way. You're really in this energy of I'm ready to let it go, but not really, because I really care about them. It's because they did me wrong. It's because I went through this experience. If you would have gone through the same thing I did, you would never, never, never forget this. And I'm sure you're right? I don't want to tell you how many things I've synced in my head. I mean, I done told you when it hit me, the little poke, when they poked me with this message, I'm like, ow, I felt that. Thank you. So don't think this is only for you. This is for everybody. We all have something that is like our thorn in our side that we haven't let go of, that is really not helping us. So keep that in mind, okay? And just let it go. It's just not worth it. This, just as much as you're holding on to this person and this person's not able to live their life, you're holding on to yourself and you're not able to see the miracles that are supposed to enter yours. Okay? So keep that in mind. I hope this helps you, and we'll see you the next time.